in the day and age of overnight fame. So Conan, I'll let you.
Sure. So, I mean, I have thoughts about that.
A lot of people don't get too wordy.
No pressure. So I don't have thoughts about that myself, but I have the long-running show Conan Neutron's Protonic Reversal, which is a one-on-one music interview show where I talk to lots of people, some of which folks would know that are watching, and some of which folks would not know. But they're all important. They're all worth mentioning. And something that comes up a lot is the fact that when you put something up on the internet, like a new music of any kind, you're not just competing with what came out that week. You're competing with all music of all time. And when I say competing, I don't mean competing in terms of money. I'm talking about in terms of attention, because right now filtering is everything, and we've surrendered everything to the algorithm. That's done. That war is long since over. Like, the time to like get mad about that was years ago. So by the same token, I'm just going to come out and say it, open and volley, I'm not a shy guy. It was never sustainable to have, or founded in fairness, frankly, to have the entirety of music available to you for a flat monthly fee. Period. Full stop. When people talk about Spotify, oh, well, you're either with Joe Rogan or with Neil Young. First of all, go to hell. Like, what are you, a kindergartner? You don't understand nuance? No, that's not true. Because if you're not on these streaming services at this point, which have replaced radio completely, myself included, as well as everything else, you're basically writing a manifesto in the woods. And I'm not saying I don't love a good manifesto. I love a good manifesto, but that's what you're doing. So when people say, hey, what streaming service should I use to replace Spotify? None of them. The entire thing, top to bottom, is not only not founded in fairness, it's founded in profiteering and sharecropping. I yield my time.
Adam, do you want to jump in on your take on the streaming?
That was great, Conan. That was amazing.
I felt the passion.
You good? You echo.
Yeah, I echo that for 20 years, no doubt. It makes people into musical sharecroppers, and that is absolutely where except that there were organizations designed to fight that for decades, and it resulted in gains across society in the 20th century. With musicians don't organize. It's everybody for themselves in an era where all of the channels are promoting individual alone participation in this madness that you call all the stuff you all were just chatting about. And you can see in music, because music leads, the old robber barons and aristocrats are selling out when they can immediately. Bowie was probably one of the first people who got the big gold watch, and that was not too long ago. It was only 15 years ago. But everybody realizes that they're going to be a bluesman, a sharecropper, playing every night of their life till they die, whether it's Elton or Carlos or the rest of us. I agree with what that guy says, and I just feel like it's a great time to really improve your music, improve your mental health, and just stay away from the profiteering and the sharecropping, and enjoy teaching and learning and finding new applications for music that have always been there, but that seem to have been drowned out simply because music was so powerful, and life produced music for a century that was so inspiring that as it started to drift away, it also indicated that life was drifting away. And that's why that music sounds better every day. Even the shit you didn't like from 50, 40, 30 years ago has increasing power as power and humanity are drained out of both life and music now. So I totally agree with Conan. I just feel like I'm old. I'm older than probably all of you. And those of us who have the least amount of time want to play and enjoy the most music.
I don't know. Pascal might be older than you.
Well, I'm not.
I'm older. I'm older.
Are you older than Pascal, Catherine? No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, I think Pascal and I are about the same age. Yeah.
I'm 53.
Yeah, I'm 56. Yeah.
Oh.
But you know what? Black don't crack. Black don't crack, and Asian don't Asian.
That's a raisin.
Put it on a doily, hanging on the wall.
Speaking of beautiful young men, Pasquale, I know you have things to say about this as well, because you've been actually posting some incendiary material to some about the way you view profits, and I'd love to hear you chime in on this, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to get it all. I don't want to take up the entire show, but I mean, I agree with what's been said so far. I think that music as a product has been devalued to a point that we need to stop trying to compete with free, and we need to figure out better ways to make and perform music and add value to it if we need to make money on it, that really don't have to do with selling the music itself. But so like I consider all my stuff like, please get it for free. I don't want you paying for it. It really doesn't matter to me. I get a check from ASCAP once a year for like $6, and it's just not worth it. I've not that I've surrendered to streaming, but it's like, if you get into my music because it's through streaming, that's fine. If you ever do catch me playing a show, which is almost never these days, but you know, buy a shirt. But at this point, you know, music has just been devalued completely. But really the thing we have to look at is like the lens of music as a product. In the history of humanity, it was a product for like a microsecond. You know, it became a product in like the 1920s, and then it's been 100 years that it even existed as a thing you could really sell. Like before that, you were the performer, you sold the experience, people came to see you, or you were paid to be in a place to perform for people. There was no such thing as a rock star. Even the most famous people, very few of them were wealthy by any stretch. You know, rock stars didn't even exist till the 70s, really. I mean, the 60s was like the birth of it, and then the 70s it started peaking. We just kind of happen to be born in a time where we're like, wow, we can expect that from music. But the reality is that we just caught it in a lightning flash of something that only wasn't really meant to exist. And it kind of, you know, corrupted the view of like what you do music for. So I guess in the long run, though, you know, all streaming sucks. All of it. Spotify's not even the worst paying. I mean, Pandora and YouTube pay less. And at the end of the day, you know, honestly, the thing that had, you know, I don't see leaving platforms unless you leave all of them. And if you leave all of them, it gets to the point where it's like, what are you providing for access to music? Like, how much legwork are you going to put into that? So, you know, I don't know, man. I'm just really at the point where, you know, I think people need to stop looking at music as a product. Like, it's not a commodity. It's just it's the advertising for you, the performer, and it's what sells, you know, you as the product, or your merch, or your, you know, records or whatever. But, you know, we're in a different era.
But that's what's happening right now? We're literally seeing commodities traders.
Well, it's still a commodity. It's just that the commodity is taken away completely from the artist.
Well, and I think
that this is the thing that's going to grow in a recession-proof and economy, is going to be licensing to music is going to save us.
Well,
that's
Jason,
true.
I was going to say something else. I did all the reading that you sent me, and it was really chilling. But one of the things that music is not even a commodity when you have hedge funds investing in an artist's book. It's actually a financial instrument. Like, it's become more abstract than even a commodity. And that's what I just found so chilling about our present situation, is that they financialized like a musical experience. They financialized our memories.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, and even in the live world, right? Like, look at you know, Live Nation. You know, it was Clear Channel for a while. It's what is it? What's the corporation that I heard
Nation.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. There's so many Access, AXS,
super corporations.
It's all it's all all the ticket sellers, the concert promoters.
It's a big mob.
But hasn't this been going on for a long time in who gets the money and who doesn't? Sam and Dave never really got a dime. The writers did. But would those songs be, I mean, they're great songs, but would they be as great without them singing them? They were trying to get mechanicals for people for years, and that never happened. So you saw a lot of the great performers wouldn't get any money, even when their songs were being played 20, 30 times on regular radio. And, you know, and there's people finding ways. I mean, I live in Highland Park. I work in Highland Park. And the young lady up the street from my office, Billie Eilish, seems to be figured out how to make a lot of money in the industry. So,
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out. You can catch the live stream of This Is Revolution every Tuesday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time and Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. This is Revolution.